CTV News with Carlyle Fiset.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. We begin tonight at the Gordie Howe Bridge in Windsor. Vehicle traffic is now crossing, a moment more than 3 decades in the making. With more, here's Travis Fortnum.
Before the Gordie Howe International Bridge opened to traffic, one car made a quiet, symbolic drive across.
It's an honor to have been the first to cross.
Inside were Gordie Howe, the grandson of Mr. Hockey, and his wife, Margaret, making the ceremonial first crossing around 10 to 10 Monday morning.
It feels like personally a memory that we will treasure, both of us, something that we'll be able to share with people, and feels like an honor to be a part of this.
Not far behind the Howes, the first official commercial truck with Jim Pereira at the wheel.
To be able to just get it done was just an emotional release. And then it all hit while I was actually on the bridge.
The public started crossing shortly before noon, ending decades of planning and years of construction. Staff like Heather Grondin, who's been with the project since 2005, now seeing their hard work pay off.
I haven't started to cry yet today, but I'm sure it's going to come at some point.
The 6-lane crossing has a speed limit of 60 kilometers an hour, and drivers are being reminded eyes on the road save the sightseeing for the passenger seat. The Howes say their first drive across was smooth, even if their car may have wanted a little more.
We were driving a Dodge Charger, which could have gone much faster than we were able to drive on the bridge, but yeah, very smooth.
The drive takes travelers up a curving approach through the towers and over the Detroit River. The lead architect says the design was meant to deliver a little drama.
They should feel a moment of magic, I think. That's quite important.
Pedestrians and cyclists get their turn when the multi-use path opens August 5th. For the Howes, the first drive was less about bragging rights and more about the people who spent years getting the bridge to this point.
I think what has been the most special thing about today is like seeing the faces of the people who have worked on this project for upwards of 20 years.
A bridge bearing a family name, now carrying its first generation of travelers. Travis Fortnum, CTV News.
Local health officials say food insecurity is a growing concern across southwestern Ontario. They've issued a joint statement calling for better income supports to address what they call a preventable public health issue. With more, here's Brian Bicknell.
Sisters Lil and Grace stock up at the St. Thomas Food Bank. They know all too well how easy it is to run out before month's end.
It's really difficult, especially if you want the healthy and vegetables and fruit, because they're not really affordable.
It's really hard, especially when you have a type 1 diabetic and a gluten-free person.
Their situation is all too common, according to the region's health officials. Health units across southwestern Ontario have issued a joint statement calling for action to address food insecurity. They say 1 in 4 households struggles to afford basic needs. They're proposing an increase to social assistance, improved income supports for low and modest income households, and policies that reduce the cost of housing and other essentials.
Probably the 2 biggest drivers of being able to afford food or not is your income and how fast that's growing and what level it is at, as well as some of your major other expenses, including housing costs and rent costs.
Dietitian Kendall Chambers says household food insecurity is linked to a host of physical and mental health conditions.
For example, in adults, we can see impacts to mental health relating to increased risk of depression or anxiety, also higher risk of chronic diseases like cardiovascular disease and diabetes.
The Joint Health Unit initiative coincides with a campaign by food banks. They want Ontario Works clients to be allowed to work more and earn more of their own income before their assistance is clawed back.
Raise that amount from 200 earned income that before clawback to 600 earned income. So it will not cost the government anything to be able to allow people to get a little bit of dignity back, get out, earn some money, and build relationships with their employer.
Meantime, health units say food insecurity is preventable. They're calling for action at the municipal, provincial, and federal levels. Brian Bicknell, CTV News, St. Thomas.
New numbers published in the Canadian Medical Association Journal suggest 1 in 4 emergency room doctors in this country are burned out, either leaving or wanting to leave the ER. With more on those findings and what they mean for Canada's healthcare system, here's Adrian Gobriel.
In emergency departments across Canada, overworked and understaffed doctors are burning out and leaving.
The crisis is worsening year by year.
This new study published by the Canadian Medical Association Journal has uncovered that 1 in 10 emergency department physicians are walking off the job due to burnout. Dr. Kirsten DeWitt is the lead author of the national study that has spanned the last 6 years.
Emergency physicians are feeling like they're carrying the burden of healthcare.
Hundreds of doctors surveyed across Canada shared that they're burnt out, in part due to being forced to deliver hallway medicine to too many patients, while highlighting a lack of staffing support on the ground.
Patients are dying in our emergency departments, and we know that this is going to continue to happen.
Among the doctors who've remained working in the ER, 48% have reduced clinical hours and 20% have taken time off.
Some of the metrics that we're asked to pay attention to are how many patients you see, not how well you see them.
In May of 2020, emergency department Dr. James Maskalik was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. After successfully battling the disease, he returned to work with a renewed focus on his colleagues' well-being and their ability to deliver quality care.
The point of medicine is to show up for the human being in front of you. It's not to kind of like check these boxes and push people through.
Now the wellness director for the University of Toronto's Emergency Medicine Division, Dr. Maskalik believes that fundamental change is necessary to improve doctor retention and patient care.
Whatever allows us to spend more time with patients.
A comprehensive framework for redesigning Canada's emergency care system has been released by the Association of Emergency Physicians.
We have a huge shortage of nurses and physicians in the emergency department. We're all working overtime all the time.
A statement from the Office of Ontario's Minister of Health says in part that we need the federal government to step up as a full funding partner by renewing expiring health funding agreements to provide stable, predictable, and flexible long-term funding. Though doctors surveyed say their years-long plea for support have continuously been ignored by all levels of government.
If meaningful steps aren't taken to address the issues raised, ER physicians we spoke with fear that much of the work being done to bolster the number of doctors across Canada could be squandered. Adrian Gobriel, CTV News, Toronto.
Municipal officials in Kincardine are asking residents to conserve water this week. They say scheduled maintenance on the town's raw water intake is taking place. They're asking residents to reduce water usage between 7 a.m. and 5 p.m. until Saturday by doing laundry at night and limiting lawn watering. Southwestern public health officials are reporting 2 local mosquito traps testing positive for West Nile virus. They say one was in Woodstock, the other in Tavistock. Health unit officials recommend using DEET-based bug spray and removing standing water to reduce the chances of spread, as well as wearing long sleeves and pants. Officials with Canadian Blood Services are calling out for additional donors amid a national supply shortage. They say their inventory has decreased roughly 20% since the start of the summer, with fewer donations booked than usual. They also say hospitals often require more blood products during a long weekend, with increased traveling leading to more trauma cases. Federal government officials say they have no plans to repeal Canada's Online News Act after reports suggesting they're sitting on a proposal from the parent company of Facebook, which would put news back on the platform without paying. Abigail Beeman reports.
Sharing of news without proper compensation is not fair.
Mark Miller said he won't share details on talks with Meta about getting Canadian news back on its platforms. But after Politico reported Ottawa is sitting on a Meta proposal that doesn't involve paying for content, and the government hasn't responded because the issue is part of Canada's bargaining position in larger U.S. trade negotiations, the minister said this.
They're probably not as advanced as being suggested, and the reality is we're not willing to do it for free.
Meta has blocked news on Instagram and Facebook since 2023 when the Online News Act called for tech giants to pay Canadian producers. It did not respond to multiple requests for comment about what's on the table, with advocacy group Open Media worried about the potential use of AI for news content.
I think we should get news links back on Meta platforms, but I don't think either publishers or the government should agree to AI summaries of that content without a compensation mechanism.
Last year, Ottawa dropped the digital services tax because it angered Donald Trump. Miller was asked if there were any plans to repeal this Online News Act, also a known trade irritant.
No plans.
Canada-U.S. Trade Minister Dominic LeBlanc heads back to Washington this week for meetings alongside Canada's chief trade negotiator. It will be his first trip since Trump said he would impose a fresh round of punishing tariffs. LeBlanc's office not saying who he'll be meeting with nor when. Abigail Beeman, CTV News, Ottawa.
A Windsor man passed through London today, walking his way home all the way from Ottawa. He's doing so in recognition of Emancipation Day, when slaves across the British Empire were given their freedom. With more on the message he wants to share with current and future generations, here's Jerry Dewan.
It's a 1-month, 750-kilometer trek from Ottawa to Windsor.
We started a 750-kilometer walk on July 1st, Canada Day, that will conclude on August 1st, Emancipation Day. The walk is a tribute to my freedom-seeking ancestors that came into Canada via the Underground Railroad.
The Slavery Abolition Act came into law August 1st, 1834, freeing 800,000 enslaved people throughout the British colonies. Travis says his 750 for Peace walk isn't only about the past, it's about building a better future for young people.
To help raise awareness and help youth outreach initiatives do some fundraising. So we're supporting back home the Windsor Youth Center and the Sandwich Teen Action Group.
He says he's been encouraged by the number of people who celebrate his mission to honor the significance of the Abolition Act and who want to support him, like Jeff in Zora Township, who biked alongside for over an hour just to keep him company.
Sometimes we find ourselves in these silos where we're really beginning to think or believe that, you know, our back's against the wall, people are divided, you know, we're eating like this diet of division and division and division. But small towns, bigger towns, there are wonderful, kind, supportive people out there.
Travis is being supported throughout his journey by his wife, Nina Soto.
Get these down so you don't burn your ears.
Travis says his goal is to do a walk like this one every year for 10 years.
On every province, and we're going to service different youth organizations every year.
Travis has been averaging about 25 kilometers a day and says for the most part he's feeling good, but admits his back has been tightening up. He looks forward to returning home on Saturday. Jerry Dewan, CTV News.
The 36th annual bike ride for MS was this weekend, with hundreds of bikers riding from Grand Bend to London and back. The tour started Saturday morning at the Grand Bend Motorplex, cycling to Fanshawe College, then returning to Grand Bend Sunday morning. Organizers say there are currently 90,000 Canadians living with multiple sclerosis.
Research is huge because we want a cure. We want to end MS, and also it provides support for MS Canada in terms of reaching out to people who are diagnosed with programming and resources, and it's critical.
More than 400 participants rode this year on 59 teams, raising nearly $700,000. A St. Thomas football player made his CFL debut this weekend.
First CFL field goal try for Brady Lidster, and he puts it through.
Brady Lidster was called up this week for the Toronto Argonauts, making 4 of 5 field goal attempts and chipping in a couple extra points. The Argos beat the BC Lions 26-12 on Saturday. During his university career at Windsor, he set multiple records, including most field goals in a game and the longest ever OUA field goal at 55 yards. A restaurant in North London celebrated a major milestone today, 70 years in business, with more on the eatery's remarkable longevity. Here's Sean Irvin.
2 years, any business must attract repeat customers. Why is this place a big deal after 7 years?
Obviously good service, or they wouldn't still be here.
Richie's has been an anchor in this strip mall at Fanshawe Park Road in Richmond since the early 1980s. Before that, the original owner took over a diner inside a gas station at the then rural corner. Over the decades, the seemingly obvious reason for the restaurant's name was forgotten.
And for the longest time, people are like, why is it called Richie's? And we couldn't figure it out. And it's like, oh, because it's on Richmond Street.
Over 70 years, 4 owners have operated Richie's. Each has quickly learned the key to its success.
And we just kind of told them, it's not broken, don't fix it. Yeah, the same cooks, the same servers.
But it is not only the question of how does a restaurant survive 70 years, it's also how does this restaurant survive in an area that is full of chain restaurant competition.
This is where you're gonna get not just like your chain restaurant food, but the real quality food that people put their heart and soul into.
But good food only goes so far, regulars tell us. For them, the classic diner appeal and long-serving staff make Richie's.
That's the difference, yeah. It's the people that are here working.
Even some politicians are known to be regulars here.
And these locations, these places, are where people will have memories, they're where they share experiences, and of course, it's always amazing food.
I will say, you know, they do school lunch programs, they have great specials for seniors. It's just a place that you feel like you're embraced and you're welcomed.
And that perhaps is what Richie's has over the chain restaurants, according to Gary Roberts, who comes here nearly every day.
And I think we've lost not only just the food aspect of it, but I think we've lost the fellowship that you can have with other people as well.
In London, Sean Irvin, CTV News.
Still to come, the Forest City up on screen. A local actor putting her hometown into a mini-series. Details later on CTV News. Canada's main stock index finished in positive territory today as oil prices fell. The TSX gained almost 200 points. In New York, the Dow added 263. The Nasdaq lost 44. The Canadian dollar down 0.14 cents. On commodity markets, gold gained more than $6 an ounce. Oil fell almost $7 a barrel. Tariffs dominated discussion last week at the Premier's meeting on Prince Edward Island, but there was another topic they signed off on, aligning how provinces make new builds more accessible. Maria Saru reports.
12 premiers committing to one goal, to bring Canada's patchwork of accessibility rules closer together. Rick Hansen, a former Paralympian and longtime accessibility advocate, said in social media videos the new Memorandum of Understanding could mark a turning point.
There will never be a new build ever again that isn't built meaningfully accessible so they work for people.
4 decades after wheeling around the world on his Man in Motion tour, the deal was signed in the spirit of his push for a barrier-free country. All of Canada's provinces and territories except Quebec say they will work toward common accessibility rules for new construction, but no implementation timeline has been announced.
People will look back in this moment and say, well, what was the big deal? This is just normal.
David Lepofsky, a blind lawyer and longtime disability rights advocate, says consistency only helps if the standard is strong.
There's a serious risk they're just going to dilute them to the lowest common denominator.
The latest National Building Code already includes features designed to make homes easier to adapt. That includes a wider entrance, reachable switches and outlets, and reinforced bathroom walls for future grab bars. The code was developed with input from people with lived experience. The agreement also asks Ottawa to create a national fund to help retrofit older buildings. The federal government hasn't announced a commitment to that, and each province will still have to adopt and enforce common rules. Maria Saru, CTV News, Charlottetown.
Good evening. We've had some scattered showers and thunderstorms rumbling through, the winds shifting to the north with the passage of this front that's making the move across the southern Ontario tonight. Thank you to Diane for this photo of Penelope and Benjamin. If you are heading out with these two cuties for a walk in the morning, the temperature will be on the milder side. We're not going to see a big drop off overnight. Still a slight chance for showers as we head into your Tuesday, although the probability drops to about a 40% chance. Coming up, I'll take you through the extended forecast. Temperatures right where we should be for this time of year, and we'll look ahead to the weekend. It's a long one. I'll have your local forecast coming up right after this.
Welcome back with Julie now, and we saw some torrential rain at times today across the region. It sounds like a little bit of a shift to at least some more sun tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll have some breaks of sunshine. We have this weather system moving through tonight and early tomorrow, and that will usher in a northwest wind through the day. So the humidity not quite as intense tomorrow. Today we did hit a high though of 27. That's right where we should be for this time of year, but you could feel the heaviness of the moisture in the air, that's for sure. Temperature tonight will hold at about 19 degrees overnight. So we have this front coming through. In advance of that front, as Carlyle mentioned, we had some heavy rainfall. We had some strong gusty winds and even reports of hail in the area. So this is the front that will continue to drive southward as we push through the overnight and into tomorrow. Temperatures, though, stay on the muggy side overnight. We'll dip down to about 19 in London. Midwestern Ontario between 16 and 18 degrees, and along the shoreline of Huron, 19 to 20. So going out 48 hours, this forecast model is interesting because it's really cleared us out in the last few. So in terms of scattered showers and thunderstorms overnight, the probability will start to drop off by sunrise to about a 40% chance, but you can still see some rainfall areas off to the east. So close to the GTA tomorrow afternoon, we'll likely see more in the way of steady rain, whereas in London, just the probability of showers drops to about a 40% chance. So we'll likely get through the day fairly dry. Now, it's going to be cool along that shoreline of Huron, so if you are heading to the Bend, Port Stanley tomorrow, temperature will be a bit warmer areas to the south. Daytime highs will be close to 24 degrees, but areas to the north, 21 to 22. So that, of course, includes Southampton, Port Elgin areas, right along that shoreline with those gusty winds out of the north. Your Tuesday forecast, temperature by noon at 22, and the forecast high coming in a couple degrees below normal at 25. Let's go through the next 7 together. Mainly cloudy on Wednesday and 25, but I am expecting more in the way of sunshine, so I wouldn't be surprised if we start to see some more in the way of breaks to a mix of sun and cloud. And then Thursday into Friday, full sunshine both days, 27, 28, and then Saturday mainly cloudy with a chance of nighttime rain. We should get through Saturday dry, increasing amounts of cloud cover, and then some rain late Saturday into early Sunday. Mainly cloudy Sunday, and then a mix of sun and cloud on Monday, and 28 degrees. Midwestern Ontario, your forecast for tomorrow, cool, especially near Lake Huron with those gusty winds, and you'll see a lot of that dark cloud cover. As the wind comes off the lake, it generates that low cloud, so we could see a few spotty showers here and there, but not widespread rainfall, and that's why the probability is much lower. Wednesday, mainly cloudy and 25. Lots of sunshine Thursday, 25, 26 for your Friday. Chance of showers at about 40% on Saturday. Could see a little bit of rain peeking in through your day, and mainly cloudy on Sunday. The forecast high 23. Holiday Monday looking good. Daytime highs into the mid to upper 20s. Carlyle, back to you.
Thanks, Julie. The Home County Music and Art Festival returned to Victoria Park this weekend. Thousands came out for 2 days of performances. And as Brent Lale reports, it wasn't too long ago the event's future looked in serious jeopardy.
Goodbye, that's what heartbreak tastes like.
Musicians from across the country took the stage at the 50th edition of the Home County Music and Art Festival.
Kelowna is the city of gastronomy, and London is the UNESCO City of Music. So they just thought, hey, let's send an artist over from Kelowna to represent, and you can actually perform, get off the stage, greet people, take pictures and stuff. So I don't know, it's just the spirit and the vibe here is beautiful.
Daddy bought my first guitar.
After a hiatus in 2024 due to financial pressures and volunteer shortages, the event returned in 2025 with a one-day show. It continues to trend upward as it's back to a multi-day festival.
The outpouring of support from the community was just honestly inspiring, and it really motivated us to, to just keep going.
Thousands of fans showed up to Victoria Park.
Free for a start. Lots of people sitting in the grass, having a good time. All kinds of music.
Wonderful crafts, and the food's great, especially that banh mi. Oh, that poke bowl was wonderful last night.
And you're always running into friends.
There you go.
And it's a great sense of community.
My rubber boots, the colossus of rose.
The opening act Saturday took the show back to its roots as a folk festival with father-son duo Paul and Trevor Mills.
I go back to the beginning of this festival. I mean, I played a number of them over the years, and I was at the very first one. I think I was at just about every one.
He had a project due in his socio-anthropico, geobio, and creationism course.
Dad's been a folkie forever, and I grew up in all that. And yeah, we've been playing together my whole life. Great to see it back.
And as for the festival's future,
we'll take it year by year. You know, we want to take it slow and just be mindful of sustainable growth. And yeah, but things are looking up.
Brent Lale, CTV News.
Welcome back. Finally tonight, a new Canadian miniseries premiering, filmed and set here in London. It was written and directed by a local actor who wanted to put her hometown in the spotlight. With more, here's Lauren Stallone.
You seem a little off.
I met someone.
Love bombing, ghosting, situationships, all modern dating terms many have come to know. Now they're at the heart of the new London-based dramedy series, Love in All the Small Places.
We wanted to show what that world looks like.
Created by award-winning actress and filmmaker Sarah Cleveland, the show follows one woman in her 40s and her messy and honest journey with love.
This started about 5 years ago. There were a lot of girlfriends of mine were going through the whole process of starting over, dating again, whether it be from divorce or death.
Originally from London, Cleveland says choosing where to set the series was an easy decision.
We really wanted to showcase London, and so show real locations, real people, real businesses.
The series features familiar streets, cityscapes, and iconic London staples like the Tasting Room and here at Covent Garden Market.
We recognize that film and television production has a large economic spillover.
Andrew Dodd with Film London says the film office has seen tremendous growth in recent years, with more productions choosing to film in the city.
Between 2024 and 2025, we reported around $1.1 million in revenue for the city just based on the film and television projects that we had here. And, you know, we're on track to see that number continue to grow.
Beyond the economic impact, Cleveland says she hopes viewers learn to embrace the process of starting over at any stage of life.
I think 40 plus, we're reinventing in so many different ways and having new experiences, but enjoying the ride and not just falling into the chaos that comes from it.
Cleveland says she is currently working to get a second season off the ground. Lauren Stallone, CTV News.
And that's it for us. Thanks for watching. For all of us at CTV News London, I'm Carlyle Fiset. Have a good night.